most people like to say that building a clothing brand or creating a brand is super saturated. I can honestly tell you that the saturated part of this industry is the people that's just getting started because they never take the step to go even further. Yeah. So the startup side of it may be super saturated. The people that's at zero, that's the saturated part. Yeah. But the people who take that jump is only 1% of the people who actually say, let me try this out. Like everything that people talked about as, oh, this person got a brand, that person got a brand. But now that you done took it to the next level, you don't even see them no more.
All right, welcome back to the channel. We here with Jamie from Drills to Dreams. All right, hey, this is gonna be another special episode. Man, you came a long way, bro. Like literally a long way from, you know, not doing no sales. I know you
not knowing anything about
a
clothing brand specifically.
Nothing. Right, nothing. And you know, we relate a lot from playing sports and then coming into this industry, and really want you to share your story. So we're gonna use this time. Can you tell the audience a little bit about Drills to Dreams and about you and how you got to where you at right now?
Yeah. So like I said, my name is Jamie Johnson. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm the owner of Drills to Dreams, and Drills to Dreams really means to like work hard until you living out your dream. It's just that simple. And so like we all have different dreams, but the one thing we share is hard work. And so like, man, I actually started Drills to Dreams in 2019, which was the year I graduated from college. And so my dream was always to play professionally. Like that, I set up my whole life. I skipped out on parties. I skipped out on a lot of things, like just to be able to be a pro. And so that's all I'm known for, like literally in my city. Nobody know nothing else about me. And so 2019, I graduated, and I'm thinking, man, I'm going straight overseas. I'm an All-American 2-time, and like COVID hits. So like we all lived through COVID, so we know what that was like. Like the world got shut down. I didn't know what was going on. And so I just started working out. Like I'm still working out every day just like normal. I just decided to start recording it. And so I remember I used to watch Nate Robinson's State of Nate. And that's what really got me into YouTube. And he just documented like everything from family to on the court, off the court, and also Isaiah Thomas. That's my favorite player. And so that's how it all started. And so like I'm just working out every day. Some days I don't even know why. Like I'm just working out. I had no agent, no offer, no like nothing. And you can go back on YouTube and look at it right now. And so like from that, I just really started to believe. Like each time like I would work out, still not have no offers at the end of the month, I'd be like, man, it ain't no way that me working hard it's just gonna amount to nothing. And so like 2.5 years, I had to wait 2.5 years. Like 2.5 years I worked out with nothing. And then I ended up getting my first contract to go overseas to Georgia. And I actually was cut 3 months in. And so then I come back home, same thing, working out. Then I go to Mexico. And so I'm in Mexico, I'm playing much better, I feel better, I'm close to home, I get cut again. And so after getting cut the second time, I was like, maybe this ain't for me. Like maybe I got a different calling. And so like I could have went back overseas, like I had the film to do it, but I decided to just drop it. And so I don't know, I'm just on YouTube just randomly one day and I run into y'all and God is dope. And so I'm like, man, like I still want to be an inspiration. I still wanted to like show people like, man, your dreams are possible. All you gotta do is literally keep showing up, because that's what I did. And so like, man, lo and behold, I was like, man, I'm just gonna make Drills to Dreams a clothing brand. And of course it sounds like athletic, and I am an athlete, athletic background and everything, but sports, Marlon, are a metaphor to life. So anything you take out of sports, you could put it in real life, business, nursing, whatever. And so like, man, I remember having a video saying, I'm gonna meet WRLDINVSN. And then it's crazy because this is my first time meeting WRLDINVSN. like this is my first podcast. Like I met y'all, of course, but now to be here is just crazy. So that's how I'm here now.
Hey,
and
facts.
That's my story.
Hey, fact. That was crazy right there. Crazy intro. All right, and I just want to keep going even further and deeper into it, because you've been able to, even though you had your brand since 2019, I feel like, if you could agree with it, I feel like this was now you taking it serious. You on it. Even though you always was taking it serious, you just, when you start getting them sales, it just hit different.
Yeah, it's different.
So, like, about what that is, about 3 or 4 months ago, you started your kiosk?
Yep.
got your kiosk.
I mean, join the program too.
Join the program,
got into
so
the
you
group.
know, I was fighting Marlon every day. Like, man, should I do this, man?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do that.
Got into the group, pushing you to because you had you let the audience know you are an educator, full-time educator, still having your brand.
Yeah.
Right? And going through the program, you was like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get the kiosk.
Yeah.
So how has that been up until right now? Like,
man,
share that journey.
So it's been great, man. Just to talk about that is crazy. Just because, like I said, I fought with Marlon for at least 2 classes. I'm hearing him and how, like, man, you gonna really take it to the next level. You get this kiosk. I'm like, man, are you sure? Like, I don't really know because I'm working.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, man, if I get this kiosk, my days are going to be from 8 a.m. to 8 at night. Like, can I do that? Will I even have enough energy to even, like, stand up at the kiosk? But it's like that mentality. Like I said, sports are a metaphor to life. So I just tapped into that, like, mentality. Like, man, if I want this, I got to make it happen. So every day I'm like, man, I'm going to go show up at the kiosk and I'm have as much energy. No matter if the kids drain me this day, no matter, like, if I had the best day at school, I'm still going to go and I'm going to show up for my brand. So I did that every day. And it's crazy that, like at the school, like at my school, it's like a uniform school, right? And so it's crazy because Drills to Dreams is part of uniform. So the kids walk around in Drills to Dreams, they good. So, like, it also, like, man, it just keeps pushing me to, like, stay at the school. Like, I'm affecting these kids every day.
I like that.
And like, I'm making a difference. And that's what I want to do at the end of the day is make a difference. And so, like, as far as the kiosk, it also pushed me in another way, like, how can I get back my time? So now I just got my first employee, and he's doing pretty well. And, man, it's just all about problem solving, really. That's what it really comes down to. And like y'all always say, nobody going to save you. Like, I come in, I ask my questions, but then at the end of the day, I go and make it happen.
You gotta make it happen.
Yes,
I can't
sir.
punch them buttons for you.
And so I got a question. Like, I mean, with all this success, what some bumps maybe you have been going through lately or recently?
Oh, man. Just at the kiosk or just period?
Just in general.
Well, yeah, just within the business.
Just within the business is one, like, knowing if I have that winning design or not and not trying to do too much. You know, so, like, you see a little bit of success, money start coming in, and then it's like, man, should I go over here and mess with this? Or should I go mess with this instead of, like, keep building that same design? So that's one thing. Another thing is, like, at the kiosk during the week on those slow days, like, just simply trying to make up for, you know, other days when it's slow.
Well, yeah.
So those are the top 2 things right there.
As far as the winning design perspective come out, I feel like, your audience gonna pretty much tell you that you're gonna have to test, but what we wouldn't recommend is just like going all in on a test. So like you in your head, you may create something, find something that get made, and you like, oh, that's it, and then you just go out and you switch everything that you're currently doing to start doing something totally new. Then you don't have the data to prove that yet. So I would still stick with what I'm doing, but you can slowly introduce some things, especially when you got the kiosk. It may be where it's not even online yet, are you creating content on it yet? But you just may have it at the kiosk just to see people reaction, because you're gonna get more feedback in person. Like, it's not like if you go put that new design on your website and I come on there, you drop it, I'm not telling you my true feedback about it, so you still really don't know if it's a winning design unless it sells. And you probably not gonna sell if you're a new brand because you don't have customers, so you don't really know. But when you got that kiosk or you doing pop-up shops, now you can introduce, 1, maybe 2 new products, and you could actually get feedback on what is this actually a winning design right then and there, and then to go all in on it. So that would be like my recommendation.
Even with talking about that, is like, I like how you said you don't be knowing if you want to go mess with this or go mess with that, because like with a startup brand, cash flow is everything. Like, I knew you probably heard me say this before. But it's like, let's just say you invest in your first 500 t-shirts and you sell all of them for $20, all right? 500 t-shirts, $20, I think that's what, like $10,000, right? But you take all that money and let's just say instead of you getting 500 t-shirts, you go get 500 hats, right? You sold 500 tees, but now you want to go invest in 500 hats. You don't got no more money to invest, or you don't have no more cash to put up for tees and hats, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, if these hats don't move like these shirts move, then you're in trouble.
Right.
Because it's just like, now your cash is all stuck with these hats, and you don't got no more money to go get shirts, which was already winning.
Yep.
The thing that we strongly recommend is just stick with just was already winning. It's like what we just talked about a couple of minutes ago. Like, it's winter time still, it's cold. Like, obviously t-shirts is not gonna be moving like that. Yeah, at the beginning we say, yeah, you know, grab you some tees, start selling it. But like, the smartest thing right now is your hoodie selling,
Right.
which you just was, I feel like you've been selling through some damn hoodies.
Yeah.
So why not just keep getting as many hoodies as you can? And then at the end of the day, them hoodies is what's putting cash back into your account. So then when it's time to go get them tees, because if you, obviously you know, paying for one hoodie is damn near paying for like 3 tees.
Right.
So just keep doubling down on them hoodies. And then next thing you know, you're going to be able to go buy like 3,000 tees when that time comes to be able to start even bringing in even more cash. So I would say, don't like, product-wise, don't take all your hoodie money that you just made and go buy shoes or socks. Just stick with getting more hoodies. And then when the time get warm, summertime, obviously just grab some tees because that's what's working for your business. Like, just find what's working for your business and just stick with that. Don't let like people, outsiders come and be like, bro, like, we need some hats, or bro, we need some chains or something. Like, they gonna tell you that, but in reality, like, you gonna have to build up a whole nother customer base of people that want that stuff.
Yep.
Like, so that's something to think about when it comes down to winning designs. Like, what you got on right now, obviously is winning, right?
Yeah.
So obviously you could switch it up here and there, but don't just switch it up 360 degrees where it's something totally different. Like, try to still stick with that same branding and that same concept, because then you ain't gonna be able to see these Drills to Dreams all over your school no more. You're gonna be seeing some other shit you created. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yep.
Which then people
and
not
now
gonna
you
realize
dilute
that
it.
that's your brand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like-
Especially if you're not, you know, keeping it. Let's just say we start creating a design. You like our world champs design that we got, or even just, you know, what I got on under here, the scribble. You start wearing the scribble, and then, you know, you losing the curve, and so now more people gonna start gravitating towards other things. But at the end of the day, you want them to still. We want them, that curve is still our logo. You know what I mean? Well, that's the design that represent our logo, and that one design that represent our logo, we don't want to start pushing something else, because then that's getting off the track of where we already got them going. So you just want, like we said, we want to be able to introduce them. Like, think
It's
about
branding.
it. When you go to LV, what you want? You want the LV. I mean, you want the pattern. When they start putting the other stuff, you like it, but you like, I want this.
You want the OG. Like,
Yeah.
80% of their brand is probably the original stuff. 20% is probably like the crazy wild things.
Yeah.
And obviously it still sell, but it don't sell. Like, but we looked at our sales this year and we noticed that our sales was lower than we expected because we was missing these top items that always sell.
Like your curve.
You get what I'm saying? Like Curve logo, or even
Jesus
tees. Like, bro, we just start selling those Jesus tees again
November.
in November.
What was y'all time? Like, what was y'all time period?
Bro, the
when y'all
whole
did it?
year
Oh,
we
yeah,
ain't sell
man.
it. The
Oh,
whole
wow.
year. And so now when we looking at the numbers, we noticing, like, if we just keep these specific SKUs in, our baseline revenue is gonna be made. So it's like, you don't wanna let go, like, keep your base. Like, we call it like your evergreen. Keep your evergreen products in.
People want a Jesus, like, the Jesus tee get dirty, they want a fresh one.
Right.
But they can't get it now. So, you know,
It's like white G
Like a
Nikes.
white tee.
It's like white tee, white G Nikes. It's like those type of things. You go. I didn't bought multiple pairs of white G Nikes before. Obviously, I probably didn't go in the store and buy 5 pairs right then and there. But over time, I bought the same shoe over and over and over again.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then he was talking about the kiosk, the weekday.
During the week,
weekday.
man, it's slow.
And that's what we talk about, you know, creating some type of, and we talked about campaigns on, you know, getting people to continue to stay. And because you look at the kiosks and like, how can I continue to get more people when we just there? You know, you there, you cranking out people or actually walking through the mall to buy. I think you also, to add on to it, you need to not shift your focus, but add on to your focus of how do you create a brand that gets people to come? Or what do you, or you know, what do you sending out, you know, we said discounts to the schools, like, hey, all students gonna have 10% off this week, and we're gonna be giving 5% to the schools that the students come from. So now it's just like, what externally can you do, internally can you do to get external people to come to your kiosk that wasn't gonna be in the mall, or didn't know about your brand, or they shopped at the other side or the other mall, but they won't come to your kiosk specifically because they won't get this product. Don't limit to yourself to the people that just come into the mall or just know about your brand. Now, how can you personally figure out how can you promote to gravitate people towards that? So it's just a different shift in focus, similar to how you pay to, get people to purchase on your website through a Facebook ad or something like that. So that's the same way in person too. You need to figure out what type of, whether that's free or paid promotion that you're gonna do or partnership to now gravitate people to get to your kiosk that wouldn't have never been, that wasn't walking through the mall, that wasn't on Instagram.
And you can learn from the most popular one, Taco Tuesday. Like basically people go out and eat tacos on Tuesday because they branded Taco Tuesday. You get what I mean? So what's that one thing that you could brand that could get people to come out on a odd day that they wouldn't actually come out on, if that makes sense? So that's something definitely to start thinking about.
And I say, because a lot of people that's watching this, they also, they work a 9 to 5. And can you, first I want you to share the advice that I gave you about do you have to work the kiosk full time, go into it all the time, or can you still do your job? And just the scenarios that we teach on that, because some people, they struggling with starting their brand because they still feel like they either have a job or they're struggling to go all in with their brand because they feel like they got the job too. So can you speak towards that?
Yeah, for sure. So from what I got out of, talking to you, on those Mondays, what I got out of it was, I didn't want to put any pressure on my brand. You know what I'm saying? I wanted my brand to just be able to grow on its own. And so I'm low maintenance. I don't really need a lot. I'm blessed. And so I just continue to go to work. It don't kill me. Most people want to say that I'm working my brand only as a flex. You know what I'm saying? But then, behind closed doors, it's like, dang, I'm struggling. Now I got to go out and, do something crazy to try to make up for this money. So my thing was to just man, I could do both. Like I said, it won't kill me. It won't kill me. It's not a forever thing. And then, like I said too, it also forced me to level up mentally and grow this thing, because I'm going to have $1 million brand. And so to have $1 million brand, one thing I learned is team. I got to build a team. And so I did it for a few months, and I did it to learn the ins and outs. What am I doing when people are saying no? How does it feel when I get there a few minutes late? How does it feel when I'm wearing the shirt that's on the rack? How is it when I'm not? You know what I'm saying? So I tested all these different things to where now I can have my employee and I'm like, bro, you got to wear this shirt, or make sure that I, give him the, why? Because most people want to know, why? Why am I doing this? And so I'm telling him, bro, this is what I noticed when we wear the shirt that's on the rack. People come up and say, oh, I like that. It's right here. So you know what I'm saying? That's my thing.
Yep. So
I be screaming at Marlon every time we go to pop-ups. He be trying to wear exclusive style. I'd be like, bro, take it off, bro. Take that off.
Right, because people gonna say, I want that.
I want that.
Yeah.
But I got this. No, I want that.
Yeah. And either it ain't out, or it's sold out. And so now you just sitting there man, I could have had a sale. Then they say, hit me up when that comes out.
Yes, that's the number one. That's the number one. That's crazy that you say that, bro.
And that's big time. And main thing we want the audience to get from this is just understanding that stop looking at other people's plan and trying to work their plan. You need to figure out what your plan is and work your plan. If you love being an educator, so it's an advantage. You still around kids, you still pushing your brand right then and there. Your brand for you is gonna be different from what Marlon and Nick brand gonna be. For you, and what I mean by that is saying is you could still accomplish the same. Other people buying real estate, they got businesses, they got stocks. In general, what you're learning is the concept of business, and you applying it to your life in general. So even the business that you got right now, you're gonna be able to, this is just one thing. What you learning how to do is manage multiple things simultaneously. And that's the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur, because even when you get in your business and you doing that shit full time, you're a full-time entrepreneur, you're gonna be managing a whole bunch of other things that you still gonna have to lock in and focus with. And then, so I like what you're saying is just if you could do that, if you could figure out how to if it works for you, work your job, what you love doing, because you know you have a situation that's good for you and working for you, but you want to get extra. Now you just gotta develop those skills and go out and just start from the way you at. You gotta start from the manager already.
Yeah.
You was a technician, but you have to have the mindset of a manager from the beginning. Somebody that's just starting off and that's all they want to do, they could start off and stay the technician for a very long time because the business is truly relying on them majority of the time. But you only got a little bit of time, so you got to maximize everything that you could do. So you need to be focusing on creating systems now, not later, because somebody else got to come inside that business. So if you watching this and you got a job, like, you need to focus on creating systems from the start. You don't have time to wait till you start doing it to figure out, oh, I need to start putting this together for the next person. You need to think about that in mind from the jump. Like, I know that you already knew you wasn't gonna have the time. You had this idea. Like, it wasn't like you didn't know you had to work.
The whole time I'm fighting with you in class, I'm like, man, on the back end, I'm really trying to make this system like already, cause like I'm fighting with you, but it makes sense. But it's just like, it's really a matter of just jumping out there and just doing it. My thing was like just overcoming the fear of like, man, what if? You know what I'm saying? And in my last post, I don't know if y'all seen it, but I was like, man, 80% of the things you worry about never happen. You know what I'm saying? Ever since I jumped out there to the kiosk, it's been everything I worried about. It didn't ever happen, bro.
That's crazy.
Like it didn't happen. Like literally, it was like, what if nobody ever walks up to the kiosk? What if nobody likes it? That ain't none of that happened. So it really just about jumping out there, bro, just doing it. And like I said, on the back end, I was still making that system. And just to kind of piggyback off like working and still doing the kiosks is like, I'm also in an environment that fits with my brand too. So everybody in the school knows about my brand. Some people work a job and nobody know about your business. Like, you trying to keep it a secret for no reason. So when people know about what you're trying to do, people will encourage you. Like, I got kids to come and say, hey, Mr. J, why you ain't make no content? Same thing I'm here in class. And I'm like, man, I got y'all. So like, they also hold me accountable too. And like, it just works hand in hand. So I'm really blessed. Like I said, I'm in a perfect situation.
Hey boy, every time it said on the video, that boy said he posts a video at 3 a.m. I don't know if it was every day or once a week, but he was like that kid that's, you know, waiting at 3 a.m. for that video. Don't care if you taking a trip in Dubai or if you
he didn't
sick.
Know. He didn't know. That's what from the perspective, like, he on vacation, but that person don't know that he on vacation.
That person don't know. They just expecting that 3 o'clock video.
Yeah. So man, that's real.
Same thing with you. You don't know who expecting that content from you. So no matter what, you still gotta go out there and put it out. And just like the last thing I just want to share is just, I just like what you said about like the 80% of things like that you worry about never happen. Because most people like to say that like a clothing brand, building a clothing brand or creating a brand is super saturated. I can honestly tell you that the saturated part of this industry is the people that's just getting started because they never take the step to go even further. Yeah. So the startup side of it may be super saturated. The people that's at zero, that's the saturated part. Yeah. But the people who take that jump is only 1% of the people who actually say, let me try this out. And now it ain't saturated. Now when you out there, it's like, now you focusing on how can you scale. It ain't no turning back now. Yeah. Like everything that people talked about as, oh, this person got a brand, that person got a brand. But now that you done took it to the next level, you don't even see them no more, huh? Exactly. You see every opportunity that you do have, huh? Right. And it's like, now you just focusing on how can I scale this thing. You just said on here, I knew I'm about to have a multi-million-dollar brand. Yeah. So it's just like, it's not saturated at the level that we at because nobody actually even take that time to invest in themselves to even try to get to this point because they're too worried about the things that's not going to work out, the things that's not going to happen. The fear is what stops everybody at the bottom from getting to the top.
That's big time.
Crazy,
that's big time. Hey, what you got to leave them with, man?
Man, so what I got to leave the people with is keep showing up, man, every day, man. Every single day, keep showing up because, bro, y'all can't see me. I'm sitting down. I'm 5'9". I went to an NAIA school. I ain't go D1. Like, I ain't play on TV at all. Like, bro, I went through COVID. Like, the statistics say I was not supposed to make it overseas. Like, but I did, and it's all because I showed up every day. The days I didn't want to, And, you know, like I had a good environment around me. So, man, get around some people that truly care about the things that you care about, and you can do anything under the sun. And, man, your time is coming.
Hey, that's big time. I'm Marlon Watts, co-owner and CEO of WRLDINVSN.
Hey, I'm Nicholas Clark, corner designer. And tell them who else we got here.
Man, Jamie Johnson, owner of Drills to Dreams, man. Y'all go check me out.
Hey, let's
outta
get
here.
it. We out.